If you struggle to trust your horse, this might be the reframe you need. Let's think about the fact that every time you get on your horse, all of your physical and emotional safety is quite literally riding on the back of a 1,000-pound prey animal. In that sense, it kind of makes sense that you would struggle to trust your horse, especially if they do things sometimes that are sort of silly or goofy or unexpected. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down for you why it is that you're having a hard time trusting your horse, and also helping you to come up with some good strategies to build your trust in your horse so that you can enjoy your horse more. And because I believe that a good relationship with your horse is built on deep mutual trust and respect. And without trust, you don't have much of a relationship. So let's start there. Hi, I'm Ruby, and this is my horse Olive. I'm a whole horse basic trainer, and I've been helping horses and humans, much like you, to have a better relationship with their horse based on deep trust and respect for over 10 years. I use whole horsemanship principles. Olive is my personal horse, but I've worked with countless horses over the years. And I have some thoughts about trust specifically. So one thing that's unique about the way that I work with horses and their people is that I work with them as a unit. So I don't work with one without the other. I do have a lesson program, in which case you don't have to have your own horse. But if you come to me for training, I generally don't train your horse without also working with you. And the reason is because I believe that you are a unit and that you should be working together in order to, I can't fix one of you without fixing both of you. So everything we do, we address with the horse and the human, and everything comes from the relationship. It's all well and good if I can get your horse to do something, but if you can't go home and do the same thing, then where are we? So the first thing that is really important to understand is that there's a good reason that maybe you have a hard time trusting your horse, and that is that they can be kind of scary and very powerful at times. And just like any relationship, your horse needs to prove to you through their behavior over time that they are worth trusting. And if you're having a hard time trusting your horse, it could be that their behavior has not been very trustworthy to this point. Let me know in the comments if you have examples of that. But if you have a horse that's spooky or flighty or super sensitive or feeds off of your nervousness, all of those things can certainly make your horse harder to trust. So the very first thing we're going to do if we're having a hard time trusting our horse is actually come back to ourselves. We're going to take a moment to regulate. I like to do this just with a couple of deep breaths because it's super top secret. No one even knows I'm doing it. And I'm just going to start with like a nice easy inhale, and then I'm going to exhale for longer. So I might go right on cue. Good girl. Almost every time I do that, my horse also takes a nice big deep breath or a sigh. So Olive was an excellent example there. So once I've regulated myself, then I'm able to bring myself back into my thinking part of my brain. So again, I'd say this all the time, but it bears repeating. Regulation does not mean that you're calm. Regulation means that you are in control and that the thinking part of your brain is on. You're not in your fight or flight. So once I'm in my thinking part of my brain, I can then decide logically, am I actually in danger right now? Or is my brain telling me I'm in danger and actually I have the skills to get out of this situation? If you're actually in danger, seek professional help from a trainer in person that you trust. This is not a job for a YouTube video. This is a job for actual trainers. In the case that you do have the skill and your brain is telling you that you're unsafe, even if your maybe logical thinking part of your brain knows that you are safe, the next step is going to be to connect. So I've just regulated. Olive also took her sigh. So the way I'm going to connect with Olive is I'm going to ask her to do something. So right now I might ask her just to back up. I might ask her for a little spin, something that actually requires her to use her brain and her body together. If your horse doesn't know how to do those things, that's okay. Pick something that your horse does know how to do. And we're just going to focus on asking our horse. That's actually a perfect example. She is playing the part today to do something. So she said that was too hard. So I'm just going to ask her then to bend on a circle instead. And then maybe I'll ask her to turn off this leg instead. Maybe I'll ask her to counterbend on a circle. So something that gets her thinking a little bit until she's with me. And depending on your horse's personality type, of which I believe there are 4, you might have different methods of bringing them back and connecting. If you want to know more about your horse's personality type, I will link my little quiz below, but that is not the topic of this video, so we're going to leave that there for now. So once we've regulated ourselves and connected with our horse, and now her ears are back on me, she's a little bit more thinking about me. The next thing is going to be to add in some communication. So now I'm going to start just with my seat and my body language, asking her just to walk on, nice and soft and relaxed. And I'm going to be looking for her to tune in and start communicating with me. And we're going to be trying to replace the unwanted behavior, which in this case is the head tossing. I'm pretty sure there's a bug that's annoying her or something, because normally she's not this head tossy. But we're going to be looking to replace that head tossing behavior with something more desirable. So because the head tossing seems to be happening more when I bend her to the right, I'm going to ask her to bend to the right without tossing her head. And once I get that, once I get that reaction from her, then we're going to be done. And that's going to teach her that we're looking for a more desirable behavior than the one that she gave me originally. Whoa, you okay, buddy? You are feeling something special right now, aren't you? Okay, so just to recap, our process is going to be to regulate ourselves, then to connect to our horse, then to communicate with our horse and ask them to come on board with us. Once we've done that, the key really is going to be to slowly and gradually stretch our comfort zone and our horse's comfort zone. So we're not trying to flood by pushing way past what we're comfortable with. And we're also not trying to just stay in our comfort zone forever, because in both of those cases, we're never learning to trust our horse. We're just learning to either like grin and bear it through discomfort, or we're learning to just stay where we're comfortable and we're never being pushed a little bit. Trust grows just like our confidence grows in the very edges of what we're comfortable with. So the more we practice pushing right to the perimeter of our comfort zone and learning how to be comfortable there, the more we're going to learn to trust our horse and they're going to learn to trust us. So that's a lot of homework for you, but I promise if you go do it, you will learn to trust your horse more, your trust will grow, and your horse will also trust you more. So I highly suggest you go do it. Let me know in the comments how it goes, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to hug your horse for me.